So we all know about quotes, those short sentences that are taken from a body of text or repeated from someone's words, and they usually have a grand or philosophical meaning. Well, today I will be starting yet another new series where I will be finding quotes that define anime and manga characters' personalities. The first character that I'll be using to start this series is Kiyotaka Ayanokoji, and you may have noticed he's become a familiar face on this channel, and that's because I have caught up to the Classroom of the Elite light novel, and I can now say with confidence that he has now become my all-time favorite character in the psychological thriller genre. So expect to see several more videos on the channel with him involved, and if you don't know who he is, go check out Classroom of the Elite. Now with that said, here are 3 quotes that define Kiyotaka Ayanokoji. Better to remain silent and be thought a fool than to speak out and remove all doubt. As most of you may have noticed, throughout the series, Ayanokoji has a tendency to remain quiet even in serious situations. He conceals his abilities and projects an image of an average student to others to deter any possible interest that anyone may have in him. This is beneficial to him because he's a person who prefers to act in the shadows, so remaining silent and becoming someone who people don't feel the need to pay attention to allows him to carry out his plans without drawing any attention to himself because nobody really cares about his presence. However, this isn't an easy thing to do. Several times within the series, Ayanokoji's classmates are confronted by enemies from rival classes who try and scope out the class or do things to provoke them and get a reaction out of them to gauge their strength. But whenever it's being done to Ayanokoji or whenever he's present in the act being done, he remains silent, undeterred and unfazed. This confuses your enemy. It rattles them, and if they can't get a grasp on your true nature, what they'll normally do is they'll turn their gazes to your acquaintances and mess with them to get a reaction out of you. But even when his classmates were being harassed and psychologically attacked, he remained unmoved. He maintained this composure even when he was being directly confronted, and by doing this, your enemies become even more uncertain of your true nature and become hesitant to attack you because to them, you are an unknown variable. So by maintaining his silence and first fooling his friends, he can easily fool his enemies. Now, a person like this is quite honestly very dangerous because an enemy that you cannot predict is a knife that can potentially be aimed at your throat in the future. All of us are watchers of television, of time clocks, of traffic on the highway, but few are observers. Everyone is looking, not many are seeing. So this quote actually ties in with the first quote. In the first quote, I explained the benefit of silence and its uses in confusing your enemy. However, there are actually even more benefits to it. By adopting the act of silence, you also acquire the ability of observation. He who speaks less sees more. Now, most people have already learned this ability to a degree to only speak when necessary, but Ayanokoji takes it to a whole different level. In every moment we see him not speaking, he's observing carefully and calmly analyzing both his allies and his enemies and preparing strategies on how he will manipulate one and destroy the other. Now, this quote can also be interpreted in a different way. In the face of a disastrous situation, people often panic and rush to find a solution for the problem at hand, but don't take the time to analyze the variable that produced the problem to avoid it in the future. Let's use an example. Say there was a car crash. The watchers in that scenario would be the people who run to the scene with their phones in hand, ready to post it on social media and give a shallow report of what happened. The observers would be the policemen and the detectives who collect testimonies from witnesses to try and deduce how the car crash happened in the first place. So, by adopting silence and training your observational skills, you are able to fool and manipulate your enemies and analyze situations on a deeper scale than other people. My face is expressionless, a thing of stone. I'm mastering this moment. She won't see anything but what I show her. So this quote is more in relation to Ayanokoji's backstory. You see, Ayanokoji wasn't raised like a normal child. His entire existence was cultivated for greatness, that of which he did not wish for. He was raised in an institution called the White Room, which was essentially made to take children and turn them into prodigies. The goal of this institution was to engineer the next generation of prominent leaders of Japan. And Ayanokoji was the cream of the crop, the prodigy among prodigies. However, this came at the cost of his humanity. In this institution, Ayanokoji was taught to win no matter the cost, no matter what he has to do. No matter who he has to sacrifice, he must win. And having grown in this environment under these circumstances, he became emotionally null or desensitized. He stopped relying on his emotions because he perceived them as a sign of weakness. From a normal person's perspective, it wouldn't be a stretch to think of Ayanokoji as a monster. His face is expressionless, a thing of stone. His prodigal background allows him to easily overcome his dilemmas, a master of the moment. And those who think they are his ally and his enemies who think they can defeat him are merely victims of his illusions, because in reality, they are only seeing what he chooses to show them. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for watching. This was 3 quotes that define Ayanokoji. If you enjoyed, remember to leave a like on the video and subscribe to the channel if you're new. If we get this video to 30 likes, I will make another one of these videos, but wait, I'll make you another offer. If you want to see me do even more quotes to define Ayanokoji, for example, this video was 3 quotes, so if in the next video you want me to do 5, then get this video to 50 likes and I'll do just that. This is Chuny signing out. Take care, have a wonderful day, and goodbye.